Hello the cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on everydays. Mo Salah told he's taken for granted as star continues to fuel Liverpool's title bid. Mohamed Salah scored twice against Brentford to take Liverpool up to second in the Premier League table, but legendary boss Harry Redknapp believes he is still underappreciated. Legendary Premier League manager Harry Redknapp has warned Liverpool star Mohamed Salah he is being taken for granted. Salah scored twice on Sunday to lead the Reds to a comfortable win over Brentford to continue his sparkling start to the season. The attacker has scored 12 goals in 17 games in all competitions, taking his side to the verge of the Europa League knockouts and to second in the Premier League. He opened the scoring at the end of the first half against Brentford, latching onto a pass from Darwin Nunez before slotting in. He followed that up just after the hour mark by heading in Kostas Tsimikas' cross to double Liverpool's lead. His performance caught the eye of Redknapp, who has now insisted that the Egyptian's talents are not being fully appreciated. The former Portsmouth and Tottenham boss branded Salah an all-time great. "We take Mo Salah for granted. The amount of goals this fella scores year after year from the wide right position is remarkable," Redknapp told Bet Victor when naming his team of the week. "He's an all-time Premier League great. That first goal was typical Salah, he timed his run perfectly and slotted it away with ease. Even after all these years in the league, there's not many better." One person who certainly isn't taking Salah for granted is Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp. The German was full of praise for his star man following the win over the Bees, which took them to within a point of leaders Manchester City. The Reds have the chance to leapfrog Pep Guardiola's side when the top flight returns from the international break. But Klopp is keen to keep the focus on Salah, rather than thinking about challenging for the title. "Just an exceptional player," he said of Salah. "He played a super game today. We all know how difficult it is against these two tall centre-backs, two players around him and all these kind of things, but how often he kept the ball for us and we could play from there. That was super important, and then scoring 2 goals. We had so many good moments in the first half where we scored but it was offside and things like that. Then in that moment, the composure for the first goal is insane. There is no doubt when the ball is in that area, that, in the end you see it on the scoresheet. A pretty special player. It feels good but it's November. What is really important is we have the points tally similar to other teams because we obviously didn't play perfect football yet. We fight our way through, we've had good moments, less good moments. We showed today, it's all fine, but in the end you have to keep going with all the other teams until March or April or whatever. If we are still there then we can start talking." Virgil van Dijk fires warning to Manchester City as Liverpool look prepare for big clash. Liverpool next go to Manchester City after the international break, just a single point behind the Premier League champions after their win over Brentford on Sunday. Virgil van Dijk has warned Manchester City that Liverpool will lock horns with them again for the title. The pair will clash in a table-topping encounter in the first Premier League game after the international break on Saturday week, and Jurgen Klopp's rebuilt Liverpool have got their mojo back. Van Dijk was impressed by how well Liverpool brushed aside Brentford, who had won their 3 previous games, at Anfield on Sunday, despite missing 8 players through injury and suspension. The Red skipper is pleased by their fine start at home and in Europe and says they need to maintain this consistency for the whole season. When asked if Liverpool can compete with City for the title, Van Dijk said, "I hope so. On Sunday, I looked in the dressing room and it felt like we were the under-23s. But still we have the quality, and if you're good enough, you're old enough. But we need to see, we need a bit of luck, we need no injuries and need consistency. Overall this season we've been doing well, but the season is not decided in November and there could be so many twists and turns, we all know that. We focus on the game ahead of us. Brentford was a big one for many reasons. We did that well, and when we come back there is a very big one away and we'll see if we're ready for that test." Klopp claims the TV companies cannot feel football, after handing Liverpool a third successive 12:30 p.m. slot straight after the international break for the City game. Van Dijk, 32, was more diplomatic about yet another early kickoff for such a huge match. "It's a very big game, obviously," said the Holland captain, who will lead his country in Saturday's Euro 2024 clash with the Republic of Ireland. "It's always tough over there, especially coming back from all different countries. It's exactly the same for them, although they have the advantage of playing at home. Hopefully everyone will come back fit from their games, and it's an early kickoff, so we have to be ready for it. It'll be an interesting one." Van Dijk is pleased by how well Liverpool have done after the car crash of last season, but warned it is still early days. "You have all these aspirations, dreams, goals before the season, and you want to compete until the very end in every competition we're in. That was definitely the case at the beginning of the season, and then you grow into a season. It's November and there's still so much to play for. It's going well, but if we'd not got a result against Brentford we would have been in that downward spiral, from the outside world of course, because you don't set it up nicely for the game after the international break. But we finished on a positive feeling. Now it's time to focus on something else, and then we focus back on here." Luis Suarez, warning, sparked Darwin Nunez change after Liverpool contacted ex-striker. Darwin Nunez struggled to settle in his first few months at Liverpool following a club record transfer, with Reds bosses enlisting former star Luis Suarez to help. Luis Suarez has revealed that Liverpool approached him to speak to Darwin Nunez during his first season struggles at Anfield. The striker arrived for a club record fee of £85 million in the summer of 2022, but struggled to get going in the first months of the season. He scored only 5 goals before the World Cup in Qatar, but did enough to be included in Uruguay's squad for the tournament. He was joined in the Middle East by Suarez, who enjoyed a stunning 3-year spell at Liverpool, becoming one of the Premier League's most feared strikers. Liverpool bosses saw the perfect chance to capitalize on Suarez's vast experience, with the striker having also taken time to hit his best form at Anfield. The former Liverpool star has been recalled to the Uruguay national squad, with Nunez now the first-choice striker. And Suarez has revealed he played a key role in helping the 24-year-old to find his feet on Merseyside. He has potential, technical ability and physical power that he is demonstrating. "As a teammate, I am not surprised because I knew, even when he had a bad time in Liverpool last year I spoke to him. In Liverpool they told me to talk to him," he told AUFTV. "I warned him and told him what English football was. He, with the heart he has, opened up and told me what had happened to him at that moment. We talked about it. Also about the number 9 shirt in the national team, I told him that when I leave I want him to grab it. That's why, if you listen to Darwin's statements, he says it with total sincerity. As a teammate I am happy for him. I spoke about it internally, and before the game with Brazil. These are things that we are happy about as teammates. We are different, we are from different generations, and I am happy for the moment that he is experiencing in his club and in the national team." Nunez ended last season with 15 goals in all competitions and has already bagged 7 this term, as well as laying on 6 assists. He is also thriving on international duty, scoring in his last 2 games, with Suarez hailing new Uruguay boss Marcelo Bielsa for that form. "I saw what the coach asks for, the physical consistency he demands, the football he proposes offensively, that we have players with whom I have already played with the majority and they have a dynamic, power and rhythm that they have been demonstrating in their teams," he said. "He has potential, technical ability and physical power that he is demonstrating. As a teammate, I am not surprised because I knew, even when he had a bad time in Liverpool last year I spoke to him. In Liverpool they told me to talk to him," he told AUFTV. "I warned him and told him what English football was. He, with the heart he has, opened up and told me what had happened to him at that moment. We talked about it. Also about the number 9 shirt in the national team, I told him that when I leave I want him to grab it. That's why, if you listen to Darwin's statements, he says it with total sincerity. As a teammate I am happy for him. I spoke about it internally, and before the game with Brazil. These are things that we are happy about as teammates. We are different. We are from different generations, and I am happy for the moment that he is experiencing in his club and in the national team. Nunez ended last season with 15 goals in all competitions and has already bagged 7 this term, as well as laying on 6 assists. He is also thriving on international duty, scoring in his last 2 games, with Suarez hailing new Uruguay boss Marcelo Bielsa for that form. I saw what the coach asks for, the physical consistency he demands, the football he proposes offensively, that we have players with whom I have already played with the majority and they have a dynamic, power and rhythm that they have been demonstrating in their teams, he said. With things that the coach taught them, they implemented it on the field and we saw a very good Uruguay offensively, demonstrating the quality they have and making differences in games, players like Darwin, Nunez, like Nico, De La Cruz, or Maxi, Araujo, who appeared, and that there were people who did not know him. I saw a very committed team, everyone knows what Pajarito, Valverde, represents for the national team and that speaks to what the new generation that is coming is. Hello the cop, please subscribe my channel for follow Liverpool Football Club news on every days.